Welcome back. The next molecule is allylic system or the propylene system. Okay, allylic system or the propylene system. So in this system, we will try to have the detailed knowledge of odd number of carbon atoms. So HMO can be also applied for the odd number also. So what is the wave equation? So the general wave equation is what? Psi is equals to A1P1 plus A2P2 plus A3P3, which is the linear combination of all the three orbitals which are involved from carbon atom number 1, carbon 2, carbon 3. So this first step is to write the skeletal structure, which is C1 bonded to C2 bonded to C3, and write down the wave equation or the general expression of wave for the given system. Okay, now next step is to write the Huckel determinant. So what is the Huckel determinant? So we know this. First of all, we have to write the diagonal element as a x x x. So all the diagonal elements are constant. Now given system is what? C1, C2 and C3. So whenever there is a direct contact between any two carbon atom, we just simply put that value as a 1, and if they are not directly attached or not the direct neighbor of each other, then we can simply put the value of 0. Okay, so 1 and 2, which is neighbor of each other, yes it is. So here 1 will come. 1 and 3, is it neighbor of each other or not? No, they are. So here it should be 0, and here also it should be 0. Okay, now next, for second carbon atom, second carbon is attached to what? 1 as well as 3. So there should be 1 and 1. Now last third carbon, which is attached to only what? Second carbon atom. So it is 1 and for 0 in the first carbon atom. So the Huckel determinant will looks like this. Okay, so the corresponding polynomial can be obtained by solving such determinants. So how will you solve this 3 by 3 determinant? So in order to solve this 3 by 3 determinant, we just need to write x into 2 by 2 determinant minus 1 into 2 by 2 determinant plus 0 into 2 by 2 determinant, which is equals to 0. Okay, so here this x into, we need to solve this 2 by 2 determinant. Okay, next 1 into, here this and this term will come. So we just need to neglect these three terms. Okay, so likewise we can obtain the determinant value or the corresponding polynomial, which is what? Third order. So there has to be 3 roots for the given equation, and by the HMO theory we can have the one root which is consisting with the n, which is being odd number. Okay, so this root is obvious for the odd system. Okay, so this root is corresponds to what? The non-bonding molecular orbital, and this root will be obvious root for the odd atom system. So for this we will get the one root as x is equals to 0, and another two roots are being x is equals to plus 2, and another one is x is equals to minus root 2. So the allowed energy levels are what? Alpha is A1 is equals to alpha plus root 2 beta, which is what? Bonding molecular orbital energy. This is what? Non-bonding, and this is the anti-bonding. Okay, so first energy E1 is corresponds to the bonding molecular orbital energy. This is non-bonding, this is the anti-bonding energy. Highest energy is the anti-bonding energy. So here this allylic system can be having three types of nature. One which is the carbonium ion, which is cationic, then allylic radical, which is having the free electron, and last one is the carbon ion. Okay, so carbonium ion is having how many electrons? 2 pi electrons. For allylic it is 3 pi electrons, and for carbon ion it is having 4 pi electrons. So the arrangement of electrons and their total pi energies can be find out by simply, first of all we have to write the energy profile diagram. Okay, so what is the energy profile diagram? So first lowest energy is what? Alpha plus, okay, here it should be plus alpha plus root 2 beta, then E2 is what? Alpha, and last E3 is alpha minus root 2 beta. Okay, so E1 is alpha plus root 2 beta. So for all the system there are 2 electrons which are common. So first we will write the 2 electrons here, here and here. Now for cationic system there is no more electrons, so we will left the other energy level as a blank. Okay, Now for this radical system there is one extra electron. For carbon anionic form there are two extra electrons. Okay, so we have just simply put that into the, this is what, non-bonding orbital. Okay, non-bonding energy orbital. Next step is to find out the pi orbital energy or the pi electron energy, pi bond energy. So how will you find that pi bond energy? So pi bond energy is what? This total energy. We need to just find out the total energy minus the energy of free electron if it is present in the p orbital of carbon atom. So here is what, E pi is 2 times the, because there are 2 electrons, so 2 times the alpha minus root 2 beta minus 2 alpha. Okay, so there are 2 electrons, so this value will be 2 alpha. So my answer is 2 into root 2 beta. Now for radical system it is again 3 alpha, so my answer will be again same. And for carbon anionic form it is again comes out to be the same value. Okay, so the pi bond energies given are above are due to the delocalized structure. So we need to find out the delocalization energy. Okay, so what has made the this structure quite stable over the allylic system, that we need to find out. Okay, so how we can find out this? So in order to find out the delocalization energy in the ethylenic system, we don't have the delocalization of electron because there are only 2 p orbitals are there. So in order to find out the pi bond we must have at least 2 p orbitals. Okay, but in this allylic system there are 3 p orbitals. Okay, so 2 can be form one pi bond and the vacant p orbital which can be involved in the delocalization. Okay, so due to the presence of that extra one p orbital there is a delocalization of that electrons. So we need to find out the delocalization energy. So this delocalization energy can be find out by just simply subtracting the number of ethylenic bonds. Okay, so for one ethylenic bond there is 1 2 beta constant. Okay, so there is 1 2 beta constant. So the difference in the total energy, that is pi energy minus this ethylenic bond energy which is 2 beta, which is comes out to be 0.828 beta. Okay, and the beta value is always negative, so this multiplication will be also comes out to be negative. Okay, so due to this negative value there is a decrease in the energy, so due to delocalization of pi electrons, so this energy is also called as delocalization energy. Okay, so the delocalized allyl structure which corresponds to the greater stability than the localized structure by the amount of what, 8.828 beta. Okay, next is to find out the coefficients. Okay, next step is to find out the coefficient of our equations. So in order to find out, again we need to do the matrix multiplication. So previously we have obtained the one 3 by 3 determinant. What was that? X1 0 1 x1 0 1 x. Okay, so that is the determinant we have obtained. Now we, in order to find out the coefficient, we just simply need to perform this matrix multiplication, that is a1 a2 a3, and this is equals to what, 0. Okay, so in order to find out the coefficient we just need to perform this matrix multiplication. How will you perform this matrix multiplication? That is x1 0, that is a1x plus a2 is equals to 0, which is the first equation. Now second equation, a1 plus a2x plus a3 is equals to 0, and last equation is a2 plus a3x, which is equals to 0. Now in order to get that equations we have to find out the values of this, we have to put that values of x into the each equation. So for bonding orbitals we'll simply put first value of x, which is what, x is equals to minus 2, which is the bonding energy level. So minus 2 into a1 plus a2 is equals to 0. So based upon that we can put that simplification as a1 is equals to a3, and value of a2 is what, in terms of either a1 or in terms of either a3. So we'll take this a2 is equals to root 2 of a1, because for this generalization or the normalization condition, that is a1 square plus a2 square plus a3 square is equals to 1, we can convert that equation into the one variable, which is a1. So based upon that we can get the 4a1 square is equals to 1, or a1 is equals to 1 upon 2, which is equals to what, a3, and the value of a2 is what, 1 upon 2 times A1, which is root 2 times root 2 upon 1 by 2. So first bonding molecular orbital is what? 1 upon 2 p1 plus root 2 upon 2 pu2 plus 1 upon 2 p3. Okay. Similarly, if we put the values for x is equals to 0, we get the a1 is equals to 1 upon root 2, a2 is equals to 0, and a3 is equals to minus 1 upon root 2. Okay. So this is the non-bonding molecular orbital, and this is the anti-bonding molecular orbital. So the wave equation for bonding, non-bond, this is the bonding wave equation, this is non-bonding wave equation, and this is the anti-bonding wave equation. Now the physical representation is what? So there we need to just see the sign of given wave equation and the magnitude of given wave equations. Okay. So first, the bonding orbital is having all the sign positive with the magnitude of the middle one term, that is the second orbital, p2 orbital is maximum. Here you can see this root 2 upon 2, this is 0.5, but it is sometimes greater than 0.5. So we will get the plot of what, that psi 1 as likewise. Okay. So there are three maximas, one at C1, another one is at C2, and another one is at C3, with C2 is having the maximum value. Now for psi 2, this is the psi 1, this is psi 2. For psi 2, we know that there is a 0 probability at C2, okay, and there is also one node present for the psi 2. Okay. So C1 is having the same value as that of the C2 or C3, sorry. And lastly, there is for psi 3, we know that there are the three values, but there are two nodes. Okay, two nodes are there. So first it will increase, then decrease to negative values, again increase to the positive value. Okay, so here in wave function we can see this, here it is positive, here it is negative, and here it is again comes out to the positive values. So this is having the two nodes. Okay, so we need to plot the spherical, okay, spherical plots. Okay, so spherical plots will be obtained by the just simply plotting the density. Okay, if we plot the positive sign, means there is a maximum probability, and if we plot the negative, means there is a minimum probability. Okay, so for the psi 1, here we will having the maximum probability, here it is having the minimum, here maximum, here minimum. For the C1 at C1, for C2 it is 0, so it contains the one nodal plane, and for C3 it is negative at upper part, and at lower part it is positive. Okay, so here it is what, this is un-Girard orbital, this is the Girard, which is symmetrical, because if you pass the axis, it will pass through the center, and there is no sign change for the given axis. Now for here the center is lies over somewhere here, okay, at C2, and if you like try to find out the Girard or un-Girard nature, you will comes out to be un-Girard. Okay, it will comes out to be un-Girard in nature. So this is the graphical representation of the three-dimensional plots of HMOs for the allylic system. Okay, so for cationic system we can write down the wave equation as what, pi 2 u. Okay, because the electrons will reside in the psi 1. Then next for radical system it will become what, pi 2 u and pi g1, and for the last, which is the anionic form, it will be pi u2 and pi Girard 2. Okay. So that is the allylic system. Okay. So next we have been left with only butadiene and benzene system. We will see that in the next lecture.